anything from that system there, from the maps he's showing you. There's just nothing familiar whatsoever. But one word that he does say is that, and so he says you don't recognise anything from the dark region of the Oort cloud, and Oort cloud does ring a bell with you. You know that within the Sol system that the Oort cloud is something that the Sol system is aware of, and it's something that they've been wanting. Some factions within Sol want to explore it, but never have. Others have banned it out of fear of what we'll discover there, or what might discover us. But you know that there are factions back in Sol that will pay very handsomely for any information about the Oort system. But you must be far into the Oort system, because you do not, you know elements of the Oort system that are visible from Sol, and that people have explored up to the edge of it, but you don't recognise any of it. So wherever you've jumped deep into the Oort cloud.
So I'll just take the map and I'll tell the bishop. Unfortunately, this map is not very well done, which is why I can't really tell you where we are, where we come from. But I can study it and tell you a bit later. And I start rolling it. I should say I have the flaw socially inept, and I'm trying to play into that.
Okay, yeah. So he slaps you across the face. How dare you! These are ancient documents. And snaps it back out of your hand, and a security guard comes over and slaps you as well.
Anything more recent than a more updated map, maybe?
He's offended by that, because these are the best he's got, and you've just kind of
allow me, maybe. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely an expert in this anyway. So.
Yep. So what's your character got to say, Yanni? So you're taking a look at the map.
Yeah, I also happen to be a map maker too, so I can.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably the same.
No wonder we're partners.
So you're gonna roll a check to see if you can.
See if I can do it.
So I'm going same again, flames, but this time I haven't got anything to throw in, so it's just a 1 for you.
Yay.
Sneakily done.
All right.
I still got a strike though. Well, actually, I got before. Yeah.
There we go. 1.
Hey. So actually, you just on the very fringes of the map, you do recognise one system. There's a series of planets mapped out there in a quite a unique pattern that stuck with you. And let me generate a name. What's this system called? It's called the Straff system, and the planets are in a star shape pattern that rotate around its sun, and you've never seen anything like that before, and it's always remarked upon in Sol of what an interesting pattern of planets. So you recognise that, so you're going to relay that across to the bishop.
Yes.
Okay. Tell them where we're let's just not tell him. What if they want to invade us?
Well, we're definitely from this system and not anywhere near Sol, so they have to get through a whole bunch in order for that to happen.
Yep. Okay, so and with that, with when you point to that area that you say that's the only thing that you recognise that's visible from your system, and that's been mapped out by your system before. His face drops. He's amazed, and
so are we.
Yeah. and he kind of relaxes actually with that, and he says to you that there's a way here that the untold damage that you've done to this planet from your ship impacts onto our planet, and I don't know if you want to plea with him that that's still not your fault.
No, man.
You're from that small ship, not the big one.
Yeah, so maybe you explain the whole story to him, and now he's warm to you a little bit. Maybe he does sympathise with that, and he says that he has a mission for you to that only once before have they come across someone from your system, and it didn't go well. And he's going to explain more to you in a moment. But he says this in a nice way, but it's a threat. He lets you know that they've picked up your 3 comrades. They tracked their escape pods, and they are safe and well, and they will be returned to you once you've completed this mission for him. Do you accept?
Well, what's the mission about?
So let me get up the card that I scanned earlier.
And while he's thinking, I ask Jofiel, so how much do you care about these guys? just so I'm clear.
I like it.
Well, they did manage to keep me from getting my head blasted off in a bar not too long ago. I feel like I owe them a favor or two, maybe.
All right.
I get for the old man, right?
So
I'll trust you on that one, because the ship was in a much better state last time I saw it. But...
Well, our ship is fine. The stupid freighter that we're on the other hand, is kind of like flying a elephant into a house. It's really clumsy.
So the bishop explains to you that there's an orbital abbey off the moon that's rotating around this planet, and it's recently gone dark. And the last communication that they had from there was regarding their prisoner that they keep up there, and the prisoner that they had was from your system. It was a madman who reported to be a legendary pirate from your system. The pirate Morlock. He tried to convince us that he was some kind of big deal, and they locked him up in the abbey, and because trying to convert him over to their religion and repair his heathen ways. And the last communication was a garbled one from the abbey, which has since gone dark, but it was that Morlock is loose. And
so that's the actual Captain Morlock.
Yeah,
was there.
Yeah, or that's who he said he was. So no communications have been answered. No ships have been seen coming or going. Now the bishop explains that the Brotherhood want to keep this quiet. They don't want this becoming local knowledge, especially the damage that's been done to the planet and the morale of the people already. But the abbey itself is a pilgrimage for everyone on the planet, so for this to get out would only make things worse, and he fears there'll be riots or even civil war. So and the neighbouring governments have become very concerned, and the bishop's counterpart in different departments is getting a lot of pressure to sort this out, and he wants you to go and investigate. Just there are rumours and that previous broadcasts that the bishop haven't seen. But there are rumours that there is some kind of virus up there, and he doesn't want to send any of his own people. He wants you to go.
Great.
Okay. Sounds lovely. We could tell the bishop about this Captain Morlock since we know about him, and we could tell him he's responsible for that big ship crashing onto your planet.
And the bishop is, yeah, it seems a bit too much of a coincidence that you ran into his pirates on that ship, and then that ship jumps to our system where their captain is.
So he probably called it here. Okay, but you said we need to investigate this. Does that mean we just go and see what's happening and come back and tell you, or do you want us to fix the situation?
Yes, he wants you to fix the situation. You clearly know of Morlock. He's from your system. You hopefully think the way he thinks, and perhaps you are better equipped to recognize this virus and deal with it as well if it's from your system.
Well,
what do you think?
I mean, that's great. It would probably be easier if we had our other companions with us. One of them happens to be artificial intelligence that probably has access to a medical database that we could probably use.
He agrees to allow you to communicate with them, but they're having some trouble getting them physically here because of all the infrastructure and chaos that's happening out on the planet as the debris continues to rain down. So they're struggling to get them to you, but when possible, because some of the communication systems down, they will try and patch you through for any guidance and consulting you need to do with your comrades.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yep.
But let's just agree that if we deal with this Captain Morlock, it will not be for soul saving or converting him or anything. We're going to deal with him.
Yeah, maybe the bishop is uncomfortable about that, and if he is responsible for the deaths of my brothers up in the abbey and responsible for this terrible virus, then feel free to deal with him. However, if this is all a mistake and that my brothers are safe, I would like him returning to me. He instructs you.
Do what we can.
Yep, I guess. If I have to.
Okay, so he lets you know that your ship is waiting for you on the same docking bay, and you will be escorted there. So some security guards arrive and escort you back to your ship.
All right.
Excellent.
So you're given the coordinates of the abbey.
And I guess off we go. I mean, I probably hid my weapon on the ship, and I didn't bring it with me. I don't think they would have let us anyway. So I would take it back now.
Yep. So everything that you left on the ship's just as it was.
Make sure it's loaded.
Good thing. Probably wouldn't really awkward to, have, weird religious conversations with a group when I am technically an angel myself. But we'll just leave that alone right there.
Was that a religious conversation? I totally missed on that.
Well, it could have potentially been one.
Yeah.
They don't plan on trying to convert us because this will make it even more awkward.
So I am going to try and scan in a card here to help move this story along. So let's see what we get.
And Annie, you haven't actually told me much about your character. I don't.
Oh, right. I'm a retired archangel.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That made it big mining asteroids. So at some point I managed to haul in 8,000 tons of platinum and then blow it all at some point.
On the ship.
Probably. On the fastest ship in the kingdom. I guess I would not know much of a retired Archangel, but that's the story I'm giving out because technically I have a fabricated past, so we don't know exactly what happened and how I got kicked out of the of Flynn, but I kind of got kicked out of Flynn, and I'm on the run from them for the most part.
Okay.
I haven't basically I got kicked out. I'm a know-it-all. Oh, I also speak the language of money, so I'm also a little bit of a cut purse and because I can pickpocket people and talk people out of money, and I can really read them pretty well.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yep, and I walk around with a jetpack and a lightsaber. I mean, a laser sword.
All right.
Cool. So, I keep forgetting I've got some mood music for this game. Deep Space EVA. What does that sound like? Okay. Can't hear anything. Roll20's got some sound effects and things like that built into it.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to grab my other headphones. I'm running out of battery on these.
Yeah, actually, I gotta grab my charger too. I will be right back.
Okay, let's take a quick pause then.
And I'm back. Nice music.
Okay, I'm back.
Me too.
So we're just waiting for Annie. So have you had many other games recently, Alp, of this? Or you were going to run a game with some friends, I think you were saying?
Yeah, we have a meetup group for role players, and it's still a new thing, mostly D&D, but we have a few beginners as well who are interested in trying different things. So I think that's a nice game to ease into role-playing games.
Definitely. So I've scanned a card, and as always, the system has come up with something perfect. So you are approaching the moon that you've been told, and you quite quickly can see the area on the moon of the Abbey, quite a large sprawling system of buildings and various domes and biodomes to keep the atmosphere in. There's no atmosphere on this moon, but so everything's contained within these domes. And but there's no lights. There seems to be no life, nothing moving around. There's no landing bays or anything like that guiding you in. Complete static from the traffic control towers. So you need to find a way to land and get in there.
Do we see entrances to these domes, gates, or anything?
So everything's dark at the moment, so perhaps you turn on your searchlights as you're hovering around, and let's do a perception check. Let's see what you can see. What can you find?
So, I wouldn't mind doing a stealthy approach.
Okay.
So maybe, since I have those goggles, I could use that to... They're thermal goggles, so I could with heat signatures and things like that.
Yeah.
From even before we get close.
So So I'm looking for a perception check here, and all I've got is a 4, so this is going to be quite hard to find a safe place to land in such dark conditions, and there's just no electrical systems guiding you whatsoever. You're flying blind here, so so this is a Gale's challenge. What have you got? What were you saying you had there? Sorry, Al.
The thermal goggles.
Yeah.
I can see any kind of heat signature, and even before we get close to the moon, I could be able to see that even from the surface of the other planet, technically. But obviously, we don't have to do it all the way from there. You can see light levels, wavelength.
Yeah. So definitely going to give you another dice for that. So you're up to 4.
You're gonna try as well?
Yeah. Would it be easier for me to do a separate one, or should we? Maybe I should try to assist.
Yeah, maybe assist. So what? How can you help with this?
Let's see.
What was that?
That made me jump. There's spooky music, and then that.
So, have you got something?
Well, it's mostly social stuff. I mean, I'm also a map maker too, but I have one called Observer. But I think that's more for like observing people than it really is surroundings.
Is that in your talents? I'm just having.
Yeah.
I suppose actually, if you're trying to help Alp, it says you always know the right thing to say. So, like his psychiatrist ability about putting you at ease, maybe you're saying the right things to Deacon. To you can do this. You can land us. You can find the place. Come on, you can do it, Deacon.
Look left. Look right.
You've done, and maybe you come out with some story of the past where you remember Deacon flying blind before. Do you remember the that time?
Yeah.
But it wasn't really a moon. But this is a moon.
Yeah, true. That's easy compared to that.
The time.
Exactly.
That time you flew down that trench and got the missile just in the right place.
Yeah. So that makes it a 5 then.
So 5, and what did I threw in a 4 though, didn't I? This is a hard challenge.
Should we even try? I mean, we're only looking for. We're not trying to. We're just trying to look for a spot, right?
Yeah, you're just looking for a safe place to land.
We're not gonna crash, is what I'm saying. Okay.
We're just looking right now. We're not just going to like fly right in there.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, is this a new scene, by the way?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So well remembered. Let me. Yeah. So you should be all cleared now.
Right. Let's do this.